the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now, stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I could hold you in my arms forever, but it wouldn't be long enough. Time is of the essence, yeah, but I'm running out. Why can't I run away from you? Why can't I run away from you? No, just say you won't.
But of course, I'm having lover's remorse. Climax after climax, and now I'm looking for my drawers. They on the floor. See, I got a pre-rolled in the car. It's crazy how feelings can change between yesterday and tomorrow. Your late 20s, they got you all up in my business. You see, younger women be less likely to question my intentions. You feeling my vibe, you know this shit you came by. Even though it's still shit I can't buy, I'm gon' try. See, these days it's either real friends or the yes friends. These days it's either wedding ring or it's chase my dream. Fucking right, and I got a bad thing for the night. And tomorrow's a different story. See, that's the story of my life. But
hold you in my arms forever, but it wouldn't be long enough. Time is of the essence, yeah, but I'm running out. Why can't I run away from you? Why can't I run away from you? No, just say you won't.
oh, but of course, she always got a voice. With social media temptation, it means I'll always have a choice. I'm psychologically pre-wired to be mentally sex crazed. It got me eating the groceries, thinking back to my I don't give head days. I was young and naive, I was stuck in my ways. She said, most niggas do it and I'm just not acting my age. I know you worked your ass off for that new ass. You gotta show the world, let your phone be the newscast. You give me some more. I'm getting high, thinking of all of the shit that we did on the low. My tenderoni from Tender be giving the love below. A high key. You willing to try me? You willing to bypass all of my shortcomings and kamikaze?
I could hold you in
I see.
my arms forever, but it wouldn't be long enough. Time is of the essence, yeah, but I'm running out. Why can't I run away from you? Why can't I run away from you? No, just say you won't.
Just say you won't. Just say you won't.
It's your favorite BBL nurse Taye on Beauty and the Body, where we tell you how it really is on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
But if you can look inside you, find out who am I to be in the position to make me feel so. Tell me pretty.
All right, you guys. Everyone had a safe and productive Monday. It was very rainy. I'm not really getting jiggy with this weather right now. But
We got some positivity in the building. We got some inspiration. We got some motivation. I would like to introduce my very good friend here, Dr. Diana Watley.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm tired, but I'm here.
Okay, both
and it's
of
good
us.
to see you.
It's good to see you
Absolutely,
too, girl. We got to catch up. We got a
yes.
lot to catch up on. So I will let you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and
Okay.
what you do.
Well, I'm Dr. Diana Watley, a native of Atlanta, Georgia. All things empowerment. I've been a motivational speaker, life coach, and family advocate. It'll be 19 years in December. I know I don't look
okay at all. Period.
Yeah, amen. I'm blessed to have a production company where I produce the first and only reality competition show for empowerment speakers called the G.O.A.T. So if you think of like American Idol, but for empowerment speakers. I have a nonprofit organization called the Mogul Mommy. It's based off the legacy of my grandmother. For those who don't know, my grandmother was the first African-American woman with her name on a political ballot in the state of Georgia. And we have a library in the hood I grew up in. Shout out to Carver Homes. And so my nonprofit is based off of my grandmother's legacy of advocacy for moms and children. And so, girl, I do a lot.
You do a whole lot. That was a lot in 2 minutes.
Yeah, my elevator speech.
Okay. So tell me, what began your journey in motivational speaking?
So when I came home from Albany State University.
Hold up, you went to Albany State?
I went to the Benny, to the Benny.
I'm from Tifton. Stop playing with
Yes, South Georgia. Yes. I didn't know you were from Tifton.
Yes.
Yes. Did you? See, y'all.
That's how we click.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to the Golden Rams. But when I came home, I wanted to go to law school, which I think I might still do when Zora gets about 13, 14.
Okay.
But the attorney I was interning for said, this ain't for you. Because at first of all, I wasn't a morning person back then. And I used to tell him, listen, don't talk to me till after 12. And he said, you need your own business. He said, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing? And I said, probably mentoring young girls, right? And so he incorporated my company 19 years ago in December. And I just been doing it ever since. I got my first check, though, 4 years after. Because people think this entrepreneurship thing is easy.
Baby,
this thing ain't easy.
It's not. We keep trying to tell y'all. Everybody want to be on their own and want to. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Think about it.
Yeah.
It's a lot that comes with it.
Yes.
What was like your first pivotal moment or like your biggest event where you feel like, okay, like I'm really doing this as far as speaking in front of a large audience?
Oh my goodness. I had my first college tour in 2012, but I had already been in the industry for about 7 years at that point. I traveled to historical Black colleges and universities on my own dime, right?
Okay.
And I think that was my pivotal moment. But to watch so many young people talk about suicide and, just traveling the country to understand that everybody needs empowerment. And so I went to Virginia Union University, Bethune-Cookman, Elizabeth City College, Florida Memorial University. Like I travel all over. And I think that really stamped me like I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. Am I shrinking? My chair is literally... I didn't want to say that. I'm shrinking, y'all. Look, I'm going down.
Bring it back up.
I thought it was just me. This chair trying to tell me something. I've been working out. Okay, I'm sorry. But that was a pivotal moment. I can also say, though, 6 years into my industry, I said to myself, I can train your child to be a better person, but if I have to send them back to the same parent, I'm working backwards. So that's what catapulted me into mentoring adult women. Because I started with young girls, and then I was like, mama, you got to get it together. Because if she learns from me, but she spent predominantly her time watching you,
right?
Then I got to get you together so that you don't derail her. Yeah,
exactly. So and that makes a lot of sense though, because a lot of people think their children are the problem, but like, where did you learn it from? Now, granted, there are some great parents, and sometimes the child will do what they want to do. Don't matter what you put in front of them. But for the most part, yeah, you are that first person that has the inspiration and the example.
Absolutely.
So how do you do that? Like, would you say the issue is with younger parents, older parents, or just parents in general that need guidance?
No.
Would you say age has something to do with it?
I just think that we're in a season where you can't use old weapons to fight new battles. because you got to understand what our parents did not have to deal with influences like social media.
That's right.
Now, the only influence, like you go to school and you might be influenced by that particular child. So
Mhm.
I think that parents have to reinvent themselves as it relates to what they expose their children to. And expose on two different sides, right? Because I remember doing like I did a program at Atlanta Technical College, like it was an enrichment program for girls who was trying to get their GED.
Mhm.
And these girls had never been outside the four corners of their project. They thought that going out to eat was like McDonald's and Ryan's. No, literally, I have girls that I've encountered that they've never been to a fine dining experience. So then how do you determine what's out there or what you want for your life when you haven't been exposed to it?
Right.
And so it's twofold, right? We have to watch what we're exposing our children to, right? On the bad side, but we also have to expose them so that they understand that you might be in the projects, but there's so much more for your life when you go out there and search for it. You know what I mean? And so yeah, it's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot. Do you feel overwhelmed sometimes taking
Absolutely.
on? And how do you separate that?
So, okay, so I used to be a family advocate for the state, but I wasn't a mom then. When I knew that I wanted to become a mom, I said, yeah, I can't do this anymore. Because you're talking about doing in-home visits. I literally, because I'm transparent, right? I burnt out 3 times in that profession. My final time, and I used to go after, leaving work, I used to go drink every night. I'm not fronting, right? My last case was a mom from Alabama. Her children were taken from her. 5 kids, right? One of the kids was a 17-year-old. He had to stay back in Alabama because he raped his 5-year-old sister.
Oh my word.
The son, the 14-year-old son, right? And I'm telling you this to let you know, like, I had to literally just, sometimes you got to step back completely. The teenage son was 11, but still urinating the bed. And they oftentimes say that when boys are still doing that, they've experienced some type of trauma, right? So we find out he watched his mom get gang raped. This is Black family, because I didn't even know this stuff was going on in the back family. And then the 16-year-old daughter, smart as heck, 4.2 GPA, she came up pregnant. And it took us 6 months to break the wall to let this girl tell us what happened to her. She said that since she was 7, every last one of her mama's boyfriends has slept with her.
Oh my word.
When I tell you that was my last case.
Yeah,
that was my last case. I burnt out, but I knew when I became a mom, I had to get that energy to my baby. And
right.
So, it gets challenging.
Yeah.
But I'm cut for it.
You definitely are. You definitely are. Because every time you see her, baby, she walk in there with that switch. The
I know, that's my baby. Shout out to Zuri. Mommy loves you, baby.
Again, we have Dr. Diana Watley in the building, you guys. We're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be right back. Make sure you stay tuned to Beauty in the Body on Hits 92.3.
My name is Dr. Siobhan Fleming, and I am a proud candidate for Clerk of Superior Court in Clayton County, Georgia. I'm a product of Clayton County Public Schools, Jonesboro High School alum, a resident of Clayton County for almost 30 years, raised in Lake Spivey, and now reside in Lovejoy. I hold approximately 25 years of administrative, business, and clerical experience, most right here in Clayton County. Administration is the backbone to any business. The clerk position is a vital piece of the court systems. Superior customer service, organization, follow-up, and increased digitalization is what I plan to bring to the system. Visit me on the World Wide Web at www.voteforfleming.com.
Body image and positivity are major impacts in today's society. At Nurse to Beauty, we believe in bringing the beauty from within to the forefront. For those of you who are planning to have cosmetic surgery, Nurse to Beauty is ready and available for all of your postoperative needs. My name is Dontricia Dunham, and I am the registered nurse and owner. I have over 10 years of experience with emergency medicine that has aided me in giving quality medical care for cosmetic surgery clients. We specialize in a number of safe and effective options and solutions to help you achieve your ideal body image. Have a one-on-one virtual consultation via phone or private suite location. Have your lymphatic therapies and all other postoperative needs performed by a licensed medical professional. Mobile postoperative services are also available upon request. Not interested in cosmetic surgery at this time? No worries. We also provide an array of body modification services to fulfill all of your beauty enhancement requests. We understand how costly aftercare can be after a cosmetic surgery. Ask about our affordable payment plans today with instant approval and no hard credit check. Log on to www.nurse2beauty.com for more information. Call or text 404-849-0260. For education, client transformations, and reviews, follow all of our social medias at Nurse2Beauty. See you next time.
With Nurse Taye, we got Dr. Diana Watley in the building. She is a motivational speaker, a life coach, and executive producer of the show, The G.O.A.T. So we were initially talking about this morning her empowerment motivational speaking journey. So I have a question. How do you feel about everyone wanting to have an empowerment event, conference, coach? We know that's kind of the wave right now, mentorship, leadership. There's so many events every other weekend in Atlanta.
The industry has become so watered down. Again, so when I started the industry, I was in my 20s. And for me, I got like, I used to literally say, God, why did you choose me for this? So, right, I used to have to preach in the pulpit, but I used to go to the U-Bar the night before.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, I never wanted this calling. And I always tell people who are interested in this industry, like, God tests me in every area that I speak about. So if I'm talking about in my book, depression, trust, I'm either coming out of that season or I'm going into it. And so you have to be careful even wanting this. Women empowerment, I don't even like using that word no more. Because we really don't want to empower women. We really want to just showcase what we got. You know what I'm saying? Like we really, I am shrinking again. Am I fat?
No,
you know what? Is it okay? So I'm gonna just stay low. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, but I want to encourage people that if you are doing a women empowerment event, actually be genuine to that, because what happens is, since everybody is doing it, the people who are really doing it, you make it harder for us. Like I'm not doing this just because I want likes. You don't stay in the industry 19 years just because you got likes. I remember attending a women empowerment event and the girl showed up 2.5 hours late. How are you empowering anybody? And then you came in, you wanted people to see your car. Yeah, in a Bentley. And then everybody get on your feet and salute me. Girl, I was ready to go.
I have things to do.
So I want to encourage y'all, stop throwing women empowerment on it and thinking that, because people who are really out here for the benefit and changing lives, like, y'all making it harder for us.
Okay, so along with that line, tell me, what do you think makes someone a good motivational speaker? Like, if someone was literally seeking and searching for someone to help them and guide them, what would be the key things that they should take into consideration? But like, okay, this is legit, this is the real one.
Do your research, number one. I mean, that was the reason why I created the show. Go right now if you have not checked out the G.O.A.T. It's on Tubi. It's like American Idol, but for empowerment speakers. But the purpose of the show was to really let people know that you can't just put empowerment speaker behind your name, that it's something that comes with it. So, right. So we had a lot of great, fantastic speakers. We had about 300 people to show up in Atlanta, and we did the casting call. But first of all, authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be genuine. Like, this ain't just about writing a message down. The second thing would also be research the person that you want to speak into your life, right? Because I don't want nobody who ain't never been through anything. You understand what I'm saying? But also, just because a person has been through something does not really verify them to be able to speak. So, one of the things that I've been able to do so long, I'm transparent. Like, there aren't a lot of secrets. Like, I'm gonna say it how it is, and I don't have to be nobody else. Like, I can still be hood Diana. When I'm, and do what I do, but that translates good with some people. My message isn't for everybody, because I'm real black and white. I'm gonna tell it how it is. And I mean, one of the reasons I've been in the industry so long is because I am just transparent, and I love people. Like, you can't fake genuine love for people. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you try, like, I genuinely love to see people excel. You know what I mean? And so those are my 3 tops for a good speaker.
So is that what yielded you to create the show, or come up with the idea? Like, what made you say, listen, I need people to know what it is. We're doing this because I'm tired.
So the show was created. Well, it was conceptualized back in 2016. I called my best friend Tony. I said, listen, Tony, I got it. She said, what? I said, I know what I want to do to expose my industry. And then I told her what the concept was. For me, the goal was to separate the meat from the fat, because now how you see it now, everybody's a life coach. Everybody's a motivational speaker. I mean, to the point that it's sickening, right? So I wanted to really allow people to see that this thing ain't nothing. You have people's lives at stake. This is why you can't play with it. I know it sounds good, and they look at the applause that people in this industry receive, but you can't play with somebody's lives. Like you say or do one thing, and you don't say it in the right vein or do it in the right vein. Do you know that somebody's life is attached to what you do and don't do? You know what I mean? And so,
and there's plenty of them out there. I'm not gonna say who, but it's one in particular in my head. I'm like, how do you have so many followers? Because you are so fake.
Because like y'all gotta stop throwing a wig on these people. And throwing a wig and some makeup and giving them a title.
Like people love. She can do no wrong. And I'm like, listen, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all. You can't be positive and negative at the same time.
Right. You throwing the title life coach and motivational speaker don't bit more make you a life coach or a bit more speaker, just like standing in the garage don't make you a car. Anybody can have the title. My mentor used to tell me, Dr. Diana, try the spirit by the spirit. And now we have associated mentoring and life coaching and motivational speaker to how well you look. To your BBL.
How you dress attributes your success.
Right. Which is crazy, right? Yeah. Because I know a bunch of good looking, jacked up people.
Okay.
So now you shrinking.
I shrunk it with you, but I was thinking. I was thinking. I think we both can tell something. Get the chair. But everybody also wants to be in media now, right? And have their own thing, whether it's a podcast or a mini series or a TV show or something. Talk about like how that is the reality of producing a show, the finances, who's footing it, how does that work? Because people got to know the truth. You think you want this life? And when people say this ain't for the weak, you don't know what it took to get here, you will respect me. Dab into that part. So talk about behind the scenes of getting the show actually together, what all that took.
So what I will tell you again, it was conceptualized in 2016. We shot the show in 2017. We paid the guy $10,000. He took the money and the footage. We never got the footage. Like, we're still trying to skip trace him to this day.
Oh my word.
And so you got to imagine that was 500 people that came to Atlanta. We had Hispanics, we had Black, we had white. That was a phenomenal casting for us to never even receive what the end. We met with this guy one time, and when we met with him in Atlantic Station, he was like, well, I got the footage, but I left the audio. I believe something happened to the audio and he wasn't able to produce it. So that was round one. We were gearing up to do it again in 2019, pandemic hit. So we did it virtually, right? We had a winner, we did it virtually. And then we came back around and shot it again in 2021, I want to say. Was able to finish it up. Shout out to Rachel G. Woodson. Shout out to Stevie Bass. Shout out to Taye Nicole, Dr. Joe Johnson, for just believing in my vision to be able to manifest it and make it happen. And make it happen seamless. I mean, literally, when you watch it, listen, everybody called me around episode 3 and 4, grab your tissue, because I mean, when I tell you these contestants poured out their heart in such a phenomenal way. I'm working right now to get a season 2 popping off. We'll see where that is, but it's hard. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna mean it straight up, and whoever gets offended by it gets offended. Women aren't respected in the TV industry. I fought a lot with just being the creator and executive producer of it, just having my voice heard.
And this
was my project. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it real. Even when it came out, somebody who was attached to the project had their publicist to write a press release, send it out to a list of 30,000 people saying that they were the creator.
Oh wow!
Didn't get an apology, and I found out from one of my good publicist friends. She was like, "The GO.A.T ain't. I don't know who created the GO.A.T." Yeah, women aren't respected. So I fought a lot of that. It was a lot of tears, like. Because if we come we're considered a BITCH if we're standing on our position. You know what I'm saying? We're standing on business and we're saying, I don't want it that way. Like, this is my vision. I know what I see. Now, I'm not saying I'm above constructive criticism or maybe let's try it this way. But it was a lot of, I'm not even acknowledging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Women, we not really respected in the film industry like I believe we should.
Or just in business in general. Anytime we voice our opinion, we're aggressive.
Right.
If a man comes in the room and cuss everybody out and fire everybody,
he's standing on business.
Okay. Everybody's shaking in their boots. But if I raise my voice 1 octave,
right,
I'm a problem.
And honestly, I regret because I tried not to get that stigma, right? I don't want to be the bitch, right? But I think that it did a lot of wrong, me not really verbalizing in the beginning what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Because it was my first rodeo and I had people attached to the project that they had done it before. Let me just say this to people. Whenever you are convicted in your spirit and you know what you're feeling, don't ever compromise that. I mean, in anything you do in life, if you are convicting your spirit that this is how this thing is supposed to go, you follow that spirit. That's why they say obedience is better than sacrifice. And so, yeah, it was challenging. I mean, we're in an industry now that most people don't even want to see empowerment. They want to see people fight on TV. So, of course, breaking down those doors was a whole new thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm only doing projects that lift the spirit. I'm working on a movie script. Right now, I'm working on a show. I'm not going to say the name of it because people will steal it, but it's a crime docuseries because I used to advocate for crimes against women. And so like how you would see First 48 or whatever, but it's about my life as an advocate because I had a client who was murdered on Terror Boulevard back in 2012. Her body was dumped. And so I want to really do stories that help people think about that last decision. Like you can't just be out here in this world living willy-nilly. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. God, just see me through.
Okay, exactly. So on the last one you had over 300 people apply. So how did you choose? Because you had to narrow it down.
Yes. So
was some of it easy to narrow down? Some of you was like, ooh.
Oh my God. We had some real life fools. Like we had one girl. No, for real. This chick. Because I as the creator, I literally called everybody and invited them. Like, if you know, hey, if they submitted a video, I called, said, oh my God, this is Dr. Diana Watley. You know, hey, I loved your video. You know, we'll look forward to see you in Atlanta. This girl from Alabama,
said nothing.
Child, she didn't do well on her first. And the only reason she didn't do well the first time because she just literally focused on Dr. Joe Justin. He is a good looking man. That's my brother. Shout out to him. But if you got 4 judges in front of you, you just looking at one like this, it was a little creepy. She left out, went and put on a wig and came back as her twin sister to audition. Yeah. So it was a lot of comical moments. Later, they're talking about butterflies, flies, flying, fly. I'm like, and when you watch me on this show, it's hard.
No, how you leave and come back and somebody else? And she thought we wasn't going.
If you ain't trying.
I agree. No, I agree, but I'm looking at her like it was so hilarious. But then we had yeah.
Y'all didn't hear me the first time. Hold on, I got something for y'all. Hold on.
And then she scared me at the end because she was trying to use the name of the show, right? Go. And she said, you better go get it. I said, child, what? Shout out to, I remember her name. Shout out to Tamisa Booker. I remember in my brain forever. That means you got something, right? If you can make people remember you, you got something. Shout out to Tamisa Booker. Thank you for coming to audition.
Oh, word.
Yeah. But shout out to like the people who did very well. So we narrowed it down to 20 people.
Okay.
Shout out to one of the youngest contestants. He's 18 now, 19 maybe. Marquise Hill. He was 16 years old. Powerful young king. You know what I mean? Spitting and standing on his business in a midst of adults. Like he really was great. We had a lot of phenomenal contestants. So we narrowed it down to 10 and then it just kept cutting. Shout out to Dr. Jamal Bryant, who was one of my coaches on the show. Kerr Vance was one of my coaches. Shout out to Willie Moore Jr., who was also a coach on the show. So they came in, trained the contestants, kind of gave them what their contest would be for that particular week. But it was great. And I'm looking forward for another season.
Okay, yeah. So with the show, how was it, or how did some people take criticism on when they are supposed to be the person?
Yeah, it's hard. You know, it's hard to literally have people. They did well, right, receiving it. A lot of people didn't, but they did well with receiving the criticism or the constructive criticism because they really wanted it. But just be, you know, I don't know if I've ever had to be on the other side with somebody critique me because I've been in it so long.
Yeah.
But they received it well, and we were hard, like, you know, because we're trying to pick the GOAT, meaning the greatest of all times in an empowerment industry. And so we had to just be real. But I'm gonna tell you this: there were a lot of beautiful moments where one of the contestants, which is a male, the whole room was crying because he said, you know, thank you for the opportunity. There's a space. I feel like I have a space in life. He said, because you don't know how many times I felt like I didn't belong in this world. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of raw and nakedness. I'm telling you, please go check out the GOAT right now on Tubi. It is amazing. It ain't your typical Tubi movie.
But I like Tubi.
I like Tubi too. Thank you, Tubi. Amen.
All right, so let's derail a little bit because you have a lot of titles to your name. So differentiate the difference between a motivational speaker and a life coach.
So a motivational speaker is somebody who speaks to the masses, right? Life coach gets real personal. So life coach, I'm one-on-one with you. Now, have I done group sessions? Absolutely. But life coaching is real specific to your need. You know what I mean? Motivational speaker, I can write a message and it could cover the need for anybody. If you're coming to me for coaching, that means we're working on you specifically as the person. We're getting, you know, I'm creating a roadmap for you. You know, I'm creating a lesson for you so that I can really dive into what you need to succeed. Now, my position as a family advocate is just meaning me advocating on your behalf. So it could be drugs. It could be, I used to do child prostitution. I used to go undercover with the Department of Corrections.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Oh my God, I almost got killed.
Sorry, I mean,
no, it's okay. I said but we realized back in the day the AU Center was the biggest hub for child prostitution, and so we went undercover. It was cops on every corner, but the man probably knew we were undercover, right? And the lady I was with, she I think she's a flight attendant or something for Delta, but she used to be a former prostitute. So she was talking so much crap to this guy. I said, he gonna kill us. So I think he knew that we were undercover. And he said, he pulled a gun and said, you get off my block or somebody died. And the police ran down, but that was my last time.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I used to do something called riding for our young women where police jurisdictions all over. We used to ride the 285 corridor to bring awareness to child prostitution. Yeah, I done did it all.
You really have.
I ain't new to it. I'm true to it. I used to do it all. I'm telling you. Yeah.
So I already know the answer, but I'm still going to ask.
Okay.
What makes you different from others who just put on a persona of being everything that you are? A motivational speaker, a life coach, because people have to know what's the difference from a fraud.
My body of work. Yeah. You know, 19 years, my body of work speaks for itself. I have 6 empowerment albums. I'm working on my 7th. I've created other motivational speakers. I've trained other life coaches. I have 2 best-selling books. I'm about to write the 2nd edition. Go get Let's Be Crystal Clear. It's co-authored by Taye Nicole. My body of work speaks for itself. So I don't have to brag on myself. I don't have to edify myself. The lives I've been able to change, and I'm still doing it. Like, you know, I show up to schools and speak. I show up to my alma mater, Frederick Douglass High School. I give my time every Wednesday. You got to come over there and speak to my girls too.
Okay.
Yep. Come speak to my girls. But yeah, my body of work speaks for itself, and I don't need applause. I think that people oftentimes fall in love with the applause of it all. This is just what I do. It's my heart posture to see people win and understand that no matter how tough life gets, that they got the capacity to win, you know? And so that's what separates me for sure.
And life is hard right now. Last year was hard. I'm thinking this year is going to be better, but man, life hit a lot of people in a totally different way last year. So sometimes you strong enough if you just wake up.
Absolutely. I also think that, you know, one of the things I've been studying this year, and I want to just pass it along, we have to understand, we have to stop attaching God's blessings to tangible things. I think that's what got so many people jacked up, because they're looking at other people get blessed or they think that that's a blessing. God's blessing ain't tangible. God's blessing isn't the car or the house. God's blessing is that I woke up this morning, 1. 2, is my family safe? You know, 3, did I make it back home? How is my child doing? And I think that I've started to understand and pray differently as it relates to how God is blessing.
Mhm.
Because if God's blessing is the money, cars, and clothes, then that means the pimp and the hoes blessed too, right?
Period. Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they got money in some framework, right? And if
Mhm.
you're attaching God's blessing to tangible things, that means even the enemy is blessed, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I knew a person very well who lived a life of crime, and every time
Mhm.
I would ask how I was doing, he would say, "God is good."
Right? All the time, right? So I just want to encourage somebody to stop. Don't think you're not blessed because you don't have what you think you need to have. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was just my little empowerment moment.
Okay, I'm here for it. So how would someone know that they need a life coach? Because some people can't accept when they need help.
Mhm.
What is that pivotal moment you would say in someone's life where they should consider reaching out to someone?
Everybody need a coach.
Okay.
Period.
Yeah.
I have a therapist. That's my coach. I have friends in business. They're my accountability partners. Everybody needs somebody to hold them accountable, right?
Mhm.
The people who don't think they need it are the ones who do. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I call it your mirror versus your magnifying glass, right? Most people walk out the house with their magnifying glass. They look at everybody else, seeing what they need to do to change their household, their career, but they never put that mirror up. And so if you're not able to look in your mirror and determine what you need, sad is the woman who can't see herself. So everybody needs a life coach. Everybody. It ain't everybody. Because if you got dreams and goals and aspirations, you need a map on how to do that. I mean, think about the millionaire. You think he got to millionaire status because he didn't model somebody?
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just somebody's helping you to pull you along the way. We know now you can't do anything in business alone, right? You got your sister here, right?
Yes.
She's a valuable asset to you.
Yeah.
Partnership. Everybody needs partnership. And so, yeah, everybody needs a life
Everybody
coach.
needs a life coach.
And if you
I like
call
that.
me, yeah, I got a special this month. Shameless plug. Special
ahead.
this month.
Yeah, go ahead. What is
That's what I
it?
said. Shameless
Because we were
plug.
gonna do it at the end anyway.
No shame.
Okay. Amen.
Period.
Amen. Amen. Shameless. Yeah, unshamelessly. Right. Yeah. Well, I'm doing it 5 sessions for $250. It's $500 typically.
Okay.
But yeah, like, come on. Don't spend that tax money and stop
Okay.
spending it eating and drinking. Like, spend it on something that you're going to be able to see the results on.
Now it'll make you
My
feel
girl
so
too.
much better.
Same here for my girl. Spend it on her too.
Okay, we love each other.
Yeah,
we're always
absolutely.
gonna be there for each other, support. And I want to say too, a lot of people count time. What I have learned is you can know somebody for 20, 30 years, but
Mhm.
someone you just met can
Mhm.
come and be 10 times more valuable in your
Mhm.
life.
Mhm.
And you don't even realize it because you stuck on loyalty and time.
Mhm.
So how do you feel about that? Helping people let go. It's hard sometimes when you're asking him
Mhm.
to reveal who's not here and who loves you, and that person is the person you talk to every day.
You got to be prepared for it though, because if you're asking for success, you're asking to be challenged. And the first way God challenges you is who you have connected to you. And so I know it's cliche, but people say if you look at the sum total of your friendships and ain't nobody growing, then you need to get a new clique, right? Because you have to. This is everything. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Think about it like this: God can't put a blessing on top of a curse. And oftentimes we are connected to people who aren't supposed to be a part of our next season. Okay. And so if he puts a blessing on top of a curse, then that means that once he blesses you, they get blessed too. Right. And so you got to be, listen, it gets heavy,
It
right?
gets heavy.
But don't you want to be connected to people who want to see you win? I always say that if your friend look like they sucking on lemons when you tell them your good news, them ain't no friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I want to be in relationship with people who want to see. Now that don't mean I have to have an attitude with you, but my destiny ain't attached to other people. My destiny is attached to my destiny. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to encourage you that don't make relationships listen, if a person can leave your life and sleep well, you better sleep better. I'm talking about California king sleeper. I'm talking about put your feet up and sleep well, and don't be excited about God closing that door for you. Don't, girl, please. So many people out there that's ready to thrive on you and love on you. But if you got the wrong people in the way taking up space, how do you ever get the right people? Just a question. Think about it. I let go, child. They call me the cutoff queen. About my future.
I'm learning.
It hurts.
It
right?
does. And people don't know a relationship, a friendship can be just as hurtful as a like intimate relationship.
Absolutely.
Like I've actually mourned friendships, and people don't talk about that enough. Because I'm like, I'm fine, I don't care. No, I actually did.
Yeah, and it's okay because it had to die. And what you do when somebody dies, you mourn it. But that's the growth part of it, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You get over it. Things get better.
You got me.
I do it. So let's talk about your nonprofits. How did that come about?
Again, so my nonprofit is called the Mogul Mommy. It's to help moms with job placement skills, but also entrepreneurship. I say that if you got one stream of income, you hustling backwards. So I wanted to teach moms that you got to have, first of all, you can't leave no job to your children. So then you got to put yourself in a place that, hey, I'm gonna lead this business to my child. And so, just teaching moms how to start banking accounts. I used to speak at a lot of domestic violence shelters, and most women stay in abusive relationships because they don't even know how to maneuver business, don't have no money. And so if you always put yourself in a winning position, you don't have to depend on nobody, right? So that means you don't have to stay in a toxic relationship because you got it on your own. And so it's just to highlight moms. Last week I showed up, and I'll be showing up this week somewhere. I won't tell where, but last week I showed and shouted out a mom that just was nice to me. She was so nice. She was a grandmother. She takes care of her daughter's child. And I, shout out to Miss Julie at the Courtyard Marriott. I met her and I gave her a 60-minute spa. And some Chick-fil-A. So I'll be showing up on somebody's doorstep this week. Motherhood is hard. Whether you're a wife or a single mom like me, motherhood is hard. That's why I tell people, do it for you. Don't do it because you're in love. Don't do it for your husband. Do it for you because we're the ones that spending the most time. And, think of all the things we do in a day, right? Yeah. We cooking, we cleaning, we running businesses, we doing homework, we showing up to school play, like all of this in one day. And it's challenging. So I want moms to know we see them. And that's what we do. We have an event coming up called Munching with Mommies, where we honor moms in entrepreneurship, or whether you're a nurse or whatever, we shout you out and give you an award. And it's just a fun time of networking and collaboration.
If someone wants to be a part of your nonprofit or help or actually come into the Munching with Moms, how would they do that?
Yeah, hit me. We're actually right now looking for people to honor this year. So hit me up on all my social media handles at DIANAWATLEY. And I can tell you how to get involved and nominate a mommy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So would you say that it was easy for you to turn your pain into purpose?
No, it ain't that easy. Nothing about this thing is easy. So growing up is realizing that nothing is easy, right? But everything that's worth having is going to come with a fight.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you get past that thought alone, if you say, you know what I'm pursuing is going to be challenging. I'm going to lose friends. I'm going to gain friends. I'm going to lose sleep, right? If you already put in your mind that, because what I said, with every burden, there's a blessing, right? With every blessing, there's a burden. And if you put in your mind as you are going after something that is going to have challenges, that I think you've already defeated one big part of it. This ain't easy.
It's not.
Success is not for the faint of hearts.
Entrepreneurship is let's just talk about that for a second, because everybody want to be their own boss. Everybody want to have a business, but it's not easy at all. It's a lot of lonely times, and the crazy thing is you'll have people who do support you, right? But the loneliness is a different feeling because it's still your baby. It's still your business. You still feel like, there are people that care, but they just don't get. They actually do. It's a crazy space to be in. And I saw like one quote where you have to be a little crazy to go so hard for something and really not see a return, just to keep going for it, because it's gonna come. You got to tell yourself that. You got to be like, I can't fail. I got, it has to work.
Can I tell you one of the biggest lessons I've had to learn, and I had to learn it quick because I used to get stuck on it, right? One of the biggest lessons I learned was that don't look for your friends to support you. Just gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be the stranger. That's why I say, people say the bag is the bag. That's not true. Relationships are the bag. That's why I never meet a stranger. I talk to everybody, right? My mama tell you, everywhere I go in the city of Atlanta, somebody knows me. It's because relationships are the bag. Your friends aren't gonna be the one to take your business to the next level. I can count on my hands. Now I do have some lawyer friends. They're gonna show up, they're gonna buy the book, but they're not gonna be the ones to get you to millionaire status. And so it used to bother me when people I was connected to didn't get my calling, but it wasn't no conference call. So once I realized that it wasn't no conference call, that God, this is an assignment just solely for me, then I kind of it started to feel better because I started to stop focusing on who was sitting in the audience. And so I give the same level, whether I'm speaking to 10 people or 10,000, I'm gonna bring that same level of impact and intensity because this is my gift. And I understand it can be taken away from me at any time. So if it's a gift, I'm going to operate in that gift so excellently, you know, and with great expectation that it's going to be a return on the other end of it. And I'm not talking about like a financial return. I'm saying that God has really blessed me to be in the industry for 19 years. And I don't look like all that I've travailed, you know what I mean, in that industry. And so, yeah.
That's definitely a thing. So again, tell us where we can reach you, what new things you have coming to look forward to.
Okay. Well, I'm right now working on my new project. I just had a great meeting with my good friend DJ Scream. He gave me a wealth of knowledge. Shout out to DJ Scream. But I'm working on my empowerment album because the goal this year is to get like these empowerment albums nominated for a Grammy. Because when we realized that you can get a Grammy for an audiobook, shout out to Michelle Obama for getting a Grammy for an audiobook. I want to start putting me and my artists in a position to get a Grammy. And so I'm writing right now on my project called No Crystal Stare. Based off the Langston Hughes Life of Me Ain't Been No Crystal Stare. I have a bunch of projects though, empowerment projects that's on iTunes. If you just need some empowerment and inspiration, go to iTunes, put in Dr. Diana Watley or Diana Watley, and you can hear my empowerment albums. Working on some new TV projects. I just created my man a lifestyle and t-shirt brand. Hey baby, shout out to my husband. Child is joy, child. But anyway, but you can follow me. Yeah, I waited for him, so it's a blessing to receive what you wait for. That's why the wait is good. Amen. But follow me on all platforms, Diana Watley. Yeah, that's it.
And what is your email?
Oh, DIANAWATLEY@gmail. I have some life coaching specials going on for people who are serious about taking their lives to the next level. We're already in the third quarter. I mean, it's the third month of a new year, and I can guarantee that people are just doing the same thing they did last year. And so, you know, if you need help, reach out to me. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. Just excited. And I don't want to do nothing if God's hands aren't on it.
That's right. And he is truly, truly blessing you. I'm so happy that I have met you and know you personally. I've learned even more about you today. Like that was shocking right there. Yeah, so we were definitely friends for life. Y'all, please follow her. Make sure you follow her on Instagram. Also, check out her TV show on Tubi, The G.O.A.T.
The G.O.A.T.
Okay, make sure you check that out. And if something that you're interested in, because we're speaking, it will be another season.
It will be another season.
Make sure you reach out. Okay. Thank you again so much for coming on this morning, talking to us, making us feel beautiful and special, and like we can continue to live on in this world.
Amen. Amen. Keep going. Don't give up.
Please.
Like seriously, it's hard out here,
but
it's worth it. If you can't spell next without the EX, meaning so you have to shed the X. You gotta shed it. You got to shed it, X. You got to get rid of it, ex-friends, ex-husband, whatever. You can't spell next without the X. So your next is waiting on you.
All right. Then that's it. We're going to end on that. It's your favorite BBL nurse, Taye, on Beauty and the Body, where we tell you how it really is on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
Sky People Chief coming peace, love, and I'm just trying to see where you going with that on. You got cute for me. Looking like my baby. I don't come in here unless they pay me. I've been here all night, I'm feeling wavy, but they closing down like the Gallery Road Macy's. Where we finna go, though? We can hit the town and take some photos. Girl, do you run in every line? You ran into a riding rich, I'm good with the box. It'll be a remix, non-stop. Let it ride.
Lala, yeah.
Look who bringing back Jet magazines, ain't it? Beauty of the week indeed, that's a queen, ain't it? And she throw back on the smoke. I asked what it is, she said the presidential shit, not that tangerine, ain't it? She said, boy, stop. You thought it, you tried it. I said, yeah, whatever, if you sold it, I'd buy it. Windows to your soul, girl, I love the way your eyes get. When I look into them, I fall in a pool of violence. That's just what it's like, I got a jet that you can pilot. When we see each other, always frequent flyer mileage. It's always a laugh, she be like, boy, why you so childish? Because the internet, she said, huh, jet be quiet.